All right, so what I want to talk about, and this is something that makes people so nervous. Um, it's something called a request for evidence, right? It's a request for evidence. So, what is a request for evidence, right? So, a request for evidence is something that the government issues after you have submitted your application. If they need more evidence before they can make a decision, they will issue what's called a request for evidence. And you usually have over 2 months to respond. So you have almost 3 months, not fully 3 months, but almost 3 months to respond. If you haven't used an attorney for your request for your application, you may want to consider using one for your request for evidence, because this is sort of your last chance to provide everything that's needed for the government to approve your application. Okay? Call us if we can help you. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. You can also schedule a consultation on our Facebook page, which is Agarwal Immigration, or on our website, which is agarwalimmigration.com. All right, so now let's talk about a request for evidence in a VAWA case, right? So let's talk about a request for evidence in a VAWA case. So remember, VAWA is a self-petition for many folks, but the most typical clientele that we have is someone who's married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. Their spouse will not sponsor their green card, right? And the marriage is abusive, and that includes emotional or verbal abuse, and it does not, in many cases, include any physical abuse. Okay? So a VAWA process is essentially a self-petition, so someone can self-sponsor their own green card application in most cases without the help of their spouse if they are in an abusive marriage to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. So when you file that petition, sometimes what happens is you get what's called a request for evidence. So a request for evidence is the government asking for more evidence in that application. So it's not specific to VAWA. It can happen with any application. But if you get a request for evidence, does it mean something bad? We get that question a lot. No, not necessarily. It's really an opportunity to provide additional evidence in your case. The most common types of requests for evidence for a VAWA are proof of a good faith marriage, right? They want to see that the marriage was real and not just for immigration purposes. They want to see that proof of extreme cruelty, which is the basis of the VAWA application. So we may do a supplemental declaration, or we may go through the current submitted evidence and talk about how it satisfies the regulations, right? And then sometimes proof of good moral character. So maybe they found some misinformation in a previous application, something maybe you didn't intend to fill out, and it's not consistent with what you have now. And so they think that maybe you weren't being truthful in the past, and they want to show proof of good moral character. So these are the types of requests for evidence. Our firm works very hard on these because we consider this as a real opportunity to bolster your case. Sometimes we get clients that already have an RFE because they worked with a different attorney or maybe filed the VAWA petition themselves. So they come to us after they get the RFE. So anyway, it does not mean something bad. To answer your question, it does not mean anything bad. It's an opportunity for you to submit the strong evidence that's required for your case. Okay? We have gotten multiple approvals almost soon after we submit the RFE response. So we're very thorough. If we have clients watching, we have many folks that have gotten approvals after the RFE response. Some of our clients hire us after they receive the RFE. So we review the full application before we submit the RFE response. Okay, I hope that's helpful to you guys. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based in Washington, D.C. Our clients are all over the United States. Some of them are even outside the United States. We can help you with anything related to immigration. So feel free to reach out to us. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663.